Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Slurp Squad News Report. Let's get right into the schedule. Tuesday and Thursday we'll have main raid, we will clear heroic this week, and the mythic roster for tonight will be posted later today. Friday we're going to have our alt run, as well as game night directly following the alt run. The alt run will start at our normal 8 p.m. CST slot, and it's moved from our normal Sunday slot because Mist of Pandaria Remix is launching on Thursday. Our Mist of Pandaria Remix raid is going to be at our normal raid time on Sunday, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Remember, Mist of Pandaria Remix is completely optional, and for that Sunday raid, you do not need to be max level. Don't rush yourself, as it's meant to be something casual and fun anyways. Then finally, we have our Mythic for Rack Reclear, which is going to be on Monday. Signups for that will be posted on Saturday. One thing I want to point out is the lack of a webinar this week. That is so that you guys can chew on the information sandwich that you've been given over the past few weeks with the other webinars. Take the time to review the webinars that we've already done to make sure that you're absorbing all of the information inside of those. Review each one that's more related to what you're struggling with. If it's rotation or it's more throughput issues, then maybe review 1 and 3. If it's more positional and mechanical issues, then review 2 and 4. Next, we have booleans this week. Make sure that you re-sim yourself and then go back through this flowchart, just to make sure that you're not going off of old data. Don't just assume what would likely be the best. Next, we're starting to use Warcraft Recorder Pro. Warcraft Recorder Pro uploads your Warcraft Recorder VODs to the cloud, which then can be viewed directly after the pool by anyone inside of the guild. As you learned inside of our webinar with Tell, getting the facts is the most important factor in getting efficient prog. And the best way to get the facts is through VODs. Warcraft Recorder Pro enables us more POVs in case something was missed due to me being inside of Melee, or just simply not seeing something on my particular screen. I would highly recommend using Warcraft Recorder Pro. It is completely free, and it doesn't hurt your internet or anything like that at all. If you don't want to, it's not required, just highly encouraged. If you do have slow internet, make sure that you change your scene settings, and mainly your FPS and quality. There's a guide on how to set up Warcraft Recorder Pro inside of the guild info section in Discord. Next, we do have 2 new trials joining this week. We have the Blood Death Knight Mechas and the Holy Priest Kalkagan. They'll be around, so make sure you invite them to some Mythic Plus, run some keys with them, and have a good time. Please note that Mechas is a streamer. Only thing you need to keep in mind for that is that if he's in voice with you and he's streaming, just don't dox yourself and don't say anything you wouldn't want on stream. Next, let's talk about the roster. Remember, we are rotating players through consistently. If you do get benched, it's not due to performance, it's simply to give everyone fair shots multiple times throughout the season so that we can finalize the roster for the War Within. Speaking of performance, let's talk about the sheet. I've heard some rumblings that the sheet may be considered toxic by some players because they're looking at it with the wrong mindset. I think the information in the sheet is quite valuable, and I really like the idea that you can see exactly where you currently stand and see the things that you need to focus on. Remember that the sheet is intended just to give you things to focus on and is not intended to make you feel bad or be dogged on in any way. Use the sheet as an opportunity to get just raw data for yourself. If you're trying to see, okay, what do I need to work on? Well, hey, my throughput seems to be the lowest on the sheet. Let me focus on that. Going through the actual sheet section, you can see, okay, consistently I'm not using Health Pot and Healthstone and I'm dying. That's a consistent problem that I have. Or maybe it's a positional thing with a particular mechanic that you can resolve. Remember that we're trying to create the mindset and have the mindset that making a mistake is not bad. You shouldn't feel bad for making a mistake. It's an opportunity for you to learn and get better. If you have problems with the sheet, or you are not taking the sheet in the right way, or it makes you feel uncomfortable, please let me know. This is a new tool, and we're trying to adjust it as best we can so that it's the most beneficial it can possibly be. If you have ideas for how to adjust the sheet, please let us know. Next, Mist of Pandaria Remix is starting this week on Thursday. Again, take your time leveling. We do have raid on Sunday, but you don't have to be max level for that. This is going to be something that we take casually and it is completely optional. There is going to be a new sign up posted for Mr. Pandaria Remix in the Mr. Pandaria Remix Discord channel soon, where you can confirm what role you're going to be playing for Remix. Let's go ahead and briefly talk about our goals for this week. First, we're going to continue our roster finalization process. Remember that this takes around 2 to 3 months, so we're just trying to get a head start on it. Next, we want to adjust the sheet where necessary. The amount of time put into the sheet needs to actually be reciprocated in the amount of value we're getting from it. And if people are considering it toxic, then there needs to be an adjustment, and to make sure that it's valuable and not harmful in any way. Prog-wise, we want to get to at least 6 out of 8 Mythic this week. That means killing both Dathia and Kurog. We should also pretty easily be able to take out Broodkeeper, but that mainly depends on our efficiency throughout Heroic and the early Mythic bosses tonight. Next, I want to gather more direct feedback on the changes that we're making inside of the guild, including the changes to transparency, the information we're giving out, as well as the improvement methods that we're utilizing. I want you guys to have thoughts on everything that we're adjusting to know if they're actually liked. While me and the officers may think that they're good things, we kind of live in an echo chamber, and I want to make sure that, the raiders have their opinions heard. Remember that the feedback channel does exist, but I will be posting a quick survey so that you guys can give your thoughts and also any other ideas that you may have for the guild for the War Within. Remember, this is our guild. It's not the leadership's guild. It's not my guild. It is our guild, and we want to make it the best we can together, and the best for all of us. Finally, we want to continue the successful improvement methods. One example is the webinars. Some players have really taken the webinars to heart and are really starting to hit the ground running with it, which is great to see. If you're not quite doing that yet, I would highly recommend trying to. It has really been successful for some people, and it is truly having a great impact. And I think if you're able to absorb the information inside of the webinars, you will become an infinitely better player, and you'll improve way faster than most people ever would. That's all I've got for this week, and I will see all of you guys soon.